Hi, everybody. I am Christina Dotson, and I am the Science Department Chairperson here at Leesville Road High School. I am also one of the biology teachers, and the purpose of this video is to share with you what we are calling NC check-ins. These are required mini EOC assessments that all biology students in Wake County will be taking during the semester in order to better prepare your students for the biology EOC that's at the end of the year. As you know, biology is a course that's required for graduation, and all students must take a state-sponsored biology end-of-course exam at the end of the semester. As teachers, we do not write the exam. We do not grade the exam. We're not even allowed to see the questions on the exam. We can't talk to the students during the exam. So we find that it's very helpful to prep the students for the exam before the exam because we can't help them with it. And so these little NC check-ins are basically a way for us to practice with the students what the exam is going to be like throughout the year. So in the case of these NC exams, they are designed to better prepare your student for the biology EOC that will be given at the end of the course. It does count as 20% of their grade. And like I said, as teachers, we don't really have an idea of what's on the exam. We know our biology standards, we know what we need to teach, but as far as what questions are going to be on there, we don't know. And so these are going to be 3 or 4. It just really depends. We're required to give 3 or 4 mini EOCs. They're going to be done just like an EOC. They're going to be, the instructions is like an EOC. It's going to be on the same screen as the EOC. The test, the little mini assessment is going to be the same format as the EOC. So we'll give the students a really good idea of the types of questions that they will be asked on their exam. You will be told ahead of time when this mini check-in or mini assessment will be given. And it's incredibly important that your student comes to school that day because, again, this is done by the state of North Carolina through the NCDPI, Department of Public Instruction. Once we submit the mini assessment, your student will receive a score from the state, okay, and the teachers will place their scores into PowerSchools. That way the students can see how they did on the mini assessment, and you can see how they did on that mini assessment. But please note that even though it is in PowerSchools, it's not going to be part of their grade. But we still want students to do the best that they can on this because we can then go back and format our exam review. So if we notice that our students really did well on standard set 2, then we don't need to spend a lot of time reviewing standard set 2, and your student doesn't need to spend a lot of time studying that when it comes to the exam. So please make sure you are going to get a score, but the score is not going to be part of your grade. But the better you do on the mini assessments, pretty much the better you're going to do on your exam as well. Now, just a few things. These are the 4 NC check-ins that we will be giving. Okay. One's on ecosystem, which is standard number 2, and you can go to the NC Public of Instruction website and see what our standards are. But these are the 4 mini assessments or NC check-ins that have been designed for us to give here in Wake County. Like I said, we are required to give 3, just depending on the time. We might be able to get all 4 in. But just keep in mind with this, you must take these assessments on a Wake County public school system device. So every student in Wake County should have a Wake County issued Chromebook. And I know some students don't. They prefer to bring their own personal laptop to school. They cannot take any state test on a personal laptop. And while we do have laptops here in the classrooms, I'll be honest with you, these laptops are getting kind of old and they don't always work very well. So it's incredibly important that you get your child a Wake County issued Chromebook if you have not done so yet. And it's incredibly important that they bring that with them to school that day. We will have some laptops available, but like I said, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Some hold a charge, some don't. Because this cannot be taken on a personal computer, simply because it won't let the child log in to the exam or these mini assessments. And like I mentioned, as biology teachers, we have no idea what's going to be on these assessments. We don't really even know how many questions are on there. We've just been told they're going to range anywhere between 20 to 40 questions each. But we do know the standards. And so we know the subject matter that's going to be covered. But we don't really know what types of questions. So again, this is a pretty good way to help your student practice for the exam and feel comfortable about the types of questions that are on the exam and help them go into the exam with, a positive. I've been taking these little mini exams throughout the semester, so when I get to the exam, it should be no problem whatsoever at all. But like I was mentioning, with these mini EOCs, they're called NC check-ins or mini assessments. There are 3 or 4 of them that will be divided into the same topics that the end of course exam covers. If you have questions, you can email your teacher about this, but like I said, these will be announced. This is not something that the students are going to come in and get thrown at them. They will be announced because they have to have their Chromebooks with them. But if you have any question, please reach out to your teacher and let them know. So thanks and have a great day.